if hindsight is 20/20. What is the power of vision?
I've been in the real estate business my entire working life. And I hate to say that that's a long time. But I've experienced many different facets of real estate, from new construction to development to brokerage, property management. I feel like I've touched on just about everything out there in real estate. And of course, what you try to do when you're in this business is to find a portion of the business that would allow you to give you the greatest return for your investment, but at the same time provide you with the greatest security for your capital. And that's something that all of us in the investment business try to do. And I just feel very fortunate that I've discovered this niche that our company follows, and one that has proven not only successful, but has generated really tremendous returns for the participants in our ventures and for ourselves.
Welcome to the new model of real estate investment. The McRae Group of Companies has been in business for over 10 years, and in that time has completed over $200 million in real estate investment. Even during periods of market instability, virtually every project has returned our participants' initial investment back within 4 years. Over 60% received the initial investment back within 2 years. Our participants' worst annual return was just over 6%. Their average annual return on properties sold is in excess of 50%. And their best returns soar into the triple digits. Most importantly, not one participant has ever lost any principal invested in a McRae Group of Companies project. That is the power and rewards of vision. The reason the McRae Group of Companies results are so good is because we don't do things like other companies. We use our years of experience to track cycles and trends in the market so that we can secure the best price for a piece of property.
By following real estate cycles and following them closely, you buy as you come out of a downturn in the market and you sell before it peaks. Now, does that mean that we're absolutely perfect and that our judgment is absolutely perfect? No. The nice thing about land is that we never take on the kind of debt that could swamp us. So that even if we misjudge where we're going, we don't lose our property. And by not losing our property, we don't lose our capital. It's not like being involved in the construction of an office building, for example, where you have millions of dollars of construction financing and the market goes south on you, or interest rates climb before you get your permanent financing, or you get delays, and with the construction delays, the interest meter keeps ticking, and before you know it, the profit you'd expect to make disappears. And you're sitting there with the potential foreclosure by the construction lender on your property, and you stand the risk of losing everything. I won't let my people do that. That is not what we're all about.
Using our knowledge about city plans and infrastructure, it's easy for us to know well in advance where growth will happen. This knowledge allows us to see value in property where others would not, and be less affected by market events.
The net result of adding value to our real estate through the entitlement process is that we're generating significant returns to our participants. It allows us to take relatively inexpensive farm ground and put it into a category where it can be acquired by commercial developers. And the difference in price could be anywhere from buying the land for a few $1,000s an acre and reselling it for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 an acre. Our job is to eventually sell at retail. And retail prices are pretty consistent. A shopping center developer, an apartment developer will pretty well pay the same price for property if it's fully entitled and ready to be built upon. However, farmland, for example, is not ready to be built on, particularly if it's 2 or 3 miles outside of, the current limit of the city. What we attempt to do is to buy land at farm prices, if you like, or at prices that are particularly low, knowing with our vision and knowing with our research that those prices are going to climb, that those shopping center developers and apartment developers are going to want to be there, not 10, 15 years out, but within the next 2 or 3 years. And what makes our company profitable is that we're able to buy low and then sell at retail to those particular users who then need that property for inventory.
One of the reasons that the McRae Group is different is that we do not generally involve ourselves with actual construction. By purchasing land at pennies a square foot and then preparing the land so that it becomes attractive, we can then sell for dollars a square foot. That's what makes the McRae Group so effective and our returns so incredible.
I am not opposed to construction. I'm not opposed to development because it's a very necessary ingredient for my business. What we do is we supply the food for the developer, the land that is. And we try to supply it in a condition where the developer can move immediately on that property and take advantage of the fact that it is fully entitled. But I do not believe that that's where the participants in my venture should place their funds. To me, there's more risk there than I'm willing to consider.
As with any partnership, a solid team behind the vision is required for its success.
We have a very good team of people at the McRae Group of companies. And many of those individuals spend a lot of time dealing with staff at various municipalities, dealing with the politicians, and just as importantly, dealing with the home builders, the shopping center developers, and all of those various people that are involved in real estate, and people that are involved with just business generally in the community. And it's this network that allows us to soak up the information that tells us ahead of time where growth is going to go. We've all experienced situations where a particular highway ends up being the road where new development leads. We all know that sewer lines and water lines and changes in zoning maps and in the general plans will by themselves dictate the direction that developers will move. Well, this is all information that we gather up and we use to the benefit of the McRae Group and, of course, to the benefit of our participants.
For each property, a clear vision of multiple exit strategies gives us the most flexibility and reduced risk. Whether we plan for a large anchor tenant on the property or we decide we need an alternative strategy, we always protect our participants.
We protect ourselves by making sure that we buy right and that we know ahead of time that there are a number of alternative uses for that property. And all you have to do is drive down the street from your home and look at the first signalized intersection, and you'll see that not every corner has a grocer on it. There are a variety of uses. So the important thing here is to not be disappointed that you don't get your grocery-anchored shopping center, but rather prepare for not getting it. We expect to get it, and we'll work very hard to get the best use for that property.
If we've planned for a large anchor tenant on our property, such as a large retail store, but a competing store chooses to build on an adjacent corner, or if a change in the market makes our property unattractive to retail users, we will simply change to an alternative strategy. That alternate strategy might be residential, office, medical, or a school.
Having alternative strategies is really what makes this business work. You never know when the demand for one product might change. This allows you to go either to one type of product or to another. Buying low, being in the path of growth, that's what ensures a really good return on your investment.
What really sets the McRae Group of companies apart, even in times of market volatility, is our partnership approach to real estate investing.
Our philosophy is that our partners, those that are putting up the capital, are the individuals that should make crucial decisions. And it's my job to keep them informed of what's going on with the property, to provide them with the information, not to involve them in day-to-day housekeeping matters. But when it comes to something like, should we sell the property today, or should we wait a year, or should we sell at this price or at that price, that's something that I believe that those individuals should participate in. Investing with the McRae Group of companies, I believe, offers the kind of diversity that anybody might want to have in their investment portfolio. That shouldn't preclude them from investing in the stock market or into any venture that they may believe is suitable. But certainly they should look at what we're doing, because what we offer is different, it is unique, it does offer safety, and it offers a tremendous return, a much higher return than you're going to find in most other forms of investment.
Partnership, experience, and a stellar track record. This is what sets us apart from the rest, and more importantly, gives our participants outstanding returns with minimal risk. I invite you to take the time to learn more about the McRae Group of companies and how you can benefit from the power and rewards of vision.